Namaskar and very good morning. His Excellency Mr. Hovhannes Hovhannisyan, Honorable Member of Parliament and Chairman of the India-Armenia Parliamentary Friendship Group, Honorable Members of Parliament, dear Armenian friends, dear Indian nationals and Indian students, I welcome you all to the Embassy of India and I wish you a very happy Republic Day to all of you. Now I will read address by the Honorable President of India Sri Ramnath Kovind on the eve of this 72nd Republic Day to the nation. भारत के राष्ट्रपति श्री रामनाथ कोविंद का 72वें गणतंत्र दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर राष्ट्र के नाम संदेश। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, नमस्कार। विश्व के सबसे बड़े और जीवंत लोकतंत्र के आप सभी नागरिकों को देश के 72वें गणतंत्र दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर हार्दिक बधाई। विविधताओं से समृद्ध हमारे देश में अनेक त्योहार मनाए जाते हैं, परंतु हमारे राष्ट्रीय त्योहारों को सभी देशवासी राष्ट्र प्रेम की भावना के साथ मनाते हैं। गणतंत्र दिवस का राष्ट्रीय पर्व भी हम पूरे उत्साह के साथ मनाते हुए अपने राष्ट्रीय ध्वज तथा संविधान के प्रति सम्मान व आस्था व्यक्त करते हैं। आज का दिन देश विदेश में रहने वाले सभी भारतीयों के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। आज ही के दिन 71 वर्ष पहले हम भारत के लोगों ने अपने अद्वितीय संविधान को अंगीकृत, अधिनियमित और आत्मार्पित किया था। इसलिए आज हम सभी के लिए संविधान के आधारभूत जीवन मूल्यों पर गहराई से विचार करने का अवसर है। संविधान की उद्देशिका में रेखांकित न्याय, स्वतंत्रता, समता और बंधुता के जीवन मूल्य हम सभी के लिए पुनीत आदर्श हैं। यह उम्मीद की जाती है कि केवल शासन की जिम्मेदारी निभाने वाले लोग ही नहीं, बल्कि हम सभी सामान्य नागरिक भी इन आदर्शों का दृढ़ता तथा निष्ठापूर्वक पालन करें। लोकतंत्र को आधार प्रदान करने वाली इन चारों अवधारणाओं को संविधान के आरंभ में ही प्रमुखता से रखने का निर्णय हमारे प्रबुद्ध संविधान निर्माताओं ने बहुत सोच समझ कर लिया था। इन्हीं आदर्शों ने हमारे स्वतंत्रता संग्राम को भी दिशा प्रदान की थी। बाल गंगाधर तिलक, लाला लाजपत राय, महात्मा गांधी और सुभाष चंद्र बोस जैसे अनेक महान जन नायकों और विचारकों ने हमारे स्वतंत्रता संग्राम को प्रेरित किया था। मातृभूमि के स्वर्णिम भविष्य की उनकी परिकल्पनाएं अलग अलग थी, परंतु न्याय, स्वतंत्रता, समता और बंधुता के मूल्यों ने उनके सपनों को एक सूत्र में पिरोने का काम किया। Dear fellow citizens, every Indian salutes our farmers who have made our vast and populous country self-reliant in food grains and dairy products. Despite adversities of nature, numerous other challenges and the COVID-19 pandemic, our farmers sustained the agriculture production. A grateful nation is fully committed to the welfare of our farmers. Just as our hardworking farmers ensure food security for the country, the brave soldiers of the armed forces ensure security of our national boundaries amid severest conditions. From the freezing cold at Siachen and Galwan Valley in Ladakh, with temperatures as low as -50 to 60 degrees Celsius, to the scorching heat in Jaisalmer with temperature as high as 50 degrees Celsius on land, in the skies and at vast coastal areas, our warriors are vigilant every moment. Every citizen feels proud about the bravery, patriotism and the spirit of sacrifice among our soldiers. By their contribution to food security, national security, protection against diseases and disasters, and to different areas of development, our scientists have strengthened our national endeavors. From space to the farms, from educational institutions to hospitals, the community of scientists have enriched our life and work. Our scientists have been working day and night for decoding the coronavirus, and they have succeeded in developing the vaccine in record time. With this accomplishment, our scientists have added a glorious chapter of contribution to the well-being of the humanity. Our scientists, along with doctors, administrators, and people from other walks of life, have made major contribution in containing the virus and keeping the fatality rate lower in our country compared to that in developed countries. Thus, All our farmers, soldiers, and scientists deserve special appreciation, and a grateful nation greets them on this auspicious occasion of the Republic Day. Dear fellow citizens, last year, as humanity almost came to a halt in the face of a calamity of gigantic proportions, I often found myself reflecting on the central message of the Constitution. Our effective response to the pandemic would not have been possible without our constitutional value of fraternity. Indians have been like a close-knit family, making exemplary sacrifices to protect each other in the face of the common enemy of coronavirus. I am thinking here of doctors, nurses, paramedics, healthcare administrators, and sanitation workers who put their own lives at risk to care for COVID-19 patients. Some of them even lost their lives. Along with them, about 1.5 lakh people became victims of this pandemic. I convey my condolences to the bereaved families. Our frontline corona warriors were ordinary citizens who turned out to be extraordinary. When the history of this tragic chapter, which is not yet over, is written, I am confident that the future generations will behold you all for the heroic response to the crisis for which no one could have truly prepared. Given our country's population density, diversity of cultural traditions, natural and geographical challenges, taking precautionary measures against COVID-19 was far more difficult for us. Yet, we have managed to check the spread of the virus to a large extent. Despite the serious calamity, we have succeeded in taking forward our activities in many spheres. The pandemic threatened to derail the young generation's learning process, but institutions and teachers quickly adopted new technology and ensured that there was no break in the education. By conducting not only free and fair but also safe elections in Bihar, which has high population density, and in union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh with difficulties of access and other challenges, our democracy and the Election Commission has accomplished remarkable feats. The judiciary found help in technology and continued to function and dispense the justice. In order to open up the economy without risking the lives of people, the process of unlocking was carefully calibrated. This has proved effective, and the economy has started showing indications of recovery faster than anticipated. Dear fellow citizens, the adversities of the previous year have only reminded us of what we have always known deep in our hearts, that care and concern for humanity and the feeling of fraternity is what kept us together for millennia. In every sphere, Indians rose to the occasion and put others before themselves. We Indians live and die for humanity. This Indian ideal has been expressed by the great poet Maithili Sharan Gupta in these words: उसी उदार की सदा सजीव कीर्ति पूजती तथा उसी उदार को समस्त सृष्टि पूजती, अखंड आत्म भाव जो असीम विश्व में भरे, वही मनुष्य है जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. In English, these sentiments can be broadly conveyed in the following words: It is the benevolent whose glory lives on in songs eternal. It is the generous whom the world reveres forever, whose spirit of oneness fills the boundless universe. They truly are human who die for the fellow beings. Dear fellow citizens, converting a crisis into an opportunity, the Prime Minister gave a call of Bharat Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, or Self-Reliant India Mission. Our vibrant democracy, our enterprising and talented fellow citizens, especially the youth, energize our efforts in shaping a self-reliant India. The demand for goods and services in the country, the domestic efforts to meet them, and the use of modern technology in such efforts are strengthening Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Under this mission, steps have been taken for economic growth as well as employment generation by promoting micro, small, and medium enterprises and making the startup ecosystem more robust. It has become a movement being taken forward by the people themselves. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is in line with the aspiration to shape a new India by the year 2022 when our country turns 75. This will be a significant milestone in the journey of the nation as we are determined to achieve major goals from providing Pakka houses with basic facilities for every family to doubling the income of farmers in order to build an inclusive society of New India. We are giving special emphasis on education, health, nutrition, upliftment of the underprivileged, and welfare of women. Adversity often plays the role of great teacher. It makes us stronger and more confident. With that confidence, India has taken great strides in several sectors. Economic reforms have continued apace and have been supplemented by long-pending reforms in the areas of labor and agriculture through legislation. The path to reform at the initial stages may cause misapprehensions. However, it is beyond doubt that the government remains singularly devoted to farmers' welfare. The net outcome of all these efforts is before us. After about a year of this unforeseen ordeal, India today stands not despondent but confident. The slowdown has turned out to be transitory as the economy has regained its dynamism. A self-reliant India has manufactured its own vaccine for COVID-19 and now undertaking a mass vaccination drive, which will be the largest exercise of its kind in the history. The administration and health services are working with full readiness to make this exercise a success. I urge upon the countrymen to utilize this lifeline and get vaccinated as per the guidelines. Your health opens the way for your advancement. India is moving forward and taking its rightful place in the world. During the recent years, its arc of influence has been expanding and encompassing the larger part of the world. The manner in which India got overwhelming support of the international community for its entry as a non-permanent member in the Security Council this year is indicative of that influence. The quality of our engagement with leaders across the world has enhanced manifold. India, with its vibrant democracy, has rightfully earned its respect as a responsible and trustworthy nation. मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, हमारे गणतंत्र की स्थापना का उत्सव मनाने के इस अवसर पर मेरा ध्यान विदेशों में बसे अपने भाई बहनों की तरफ भी जा रहा है। प्रवासी भारतीय हमारे देश का गौरव है। दूसरे देशों में बसे भारतीयों ने विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में कामयाबी हासिल की है। उनमें से कुछ लोग राजनीतिक नेतृत्व के उच्च स्तर तक पहुंचे हैं और अनेक लोग विज्ञान, कला, शिक्षा, समाज सेवा और व्यापार के क्षेत्रों में बहुमूल्य योगदान कर रहे हैं। आप सभी प्रवासी भारतीय अपनी वर्तमान कर्म भूमि का भी गौरव बढ़ा रहे हैं। आप सबके पूर्वजों की भूमि भारत से मैं आपको गणतंत्र दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। हमारे सशस्त्र बलों, अर्धसैनिक बलों और पुलिस के जवान प्राय अपने परिवारजन से दूर रहते हुए त्योहार मनाते हैं। उन सभी जवानों को मैं विशेष बधाई देता हूं। मैं एक बार फिर आप सभी देशवासियों को गणतंत्र दिवस की शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। थैंक यू। जय हिंद। Thank you once again for braving this very cold climate today, and thank you for joining celebration with us. It is our honor that large number of our Armenian friends have joined us together to celebrate our National Day, and we are really honored with your presence. Thank you very much. Now I hand over to my colleague Lilith. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We have a very short cultural program for you this year, and we will be having a beautiful patriotic song, which will be sung by the English medical students of Yerevan State Medical University after Mufetar Heratsi. So I will request our technicians to put the mics so that we can start the beautiful song for all of you. Thank you.
will die now. My legs, I don't feel. I don't know how I am walking. Okay, that's wearing I thought I will wear, but then I thought I will die. I don't want to die. I have two small children. Because
last item of the cultural performance today, and it will be the Indo-Armenian Friendship NGO's Indian Cultural Center representatives for yet another beautiful patriotic song. Thank you.
मैं वापस आऊंगा, मैं वापस
Thank you everyone for bearing this cold weather with all of us. I will not take much of your time, just a few more minutes. I would like to invite on the stage His Excellency Ambassador of India and also the students from Yerevan State Medical University who performed the song for all of us. The ones who performed, the performers, could you please come on the stage? Yerevan State Medical University students, those who performed, please come on the stage.
One, two.
Now I would like to invite our representatives from Indo-Armenian Friendship NGO, the performers, again to come on the stage. Thank you everyone. Now, dear guests, everybody is invited to join us for light refreshments. Thank you everyone. Now please welcome to join us for some refreshments. Thank you.
Siemano.